Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. There are not many big headlines today, but there are little small topics I want to talk about. Of course, a lot of them is DC. But let's get right into it. The first topic of the day is Godzilla. Whoops, let me get my head out there. Godzilla Singular Point set for June Netflix premiere. I've been waiting for this. Now, I think it came out in Japan a few months ago, and I was really looking forward to it, and was sad to see that was only for Japan release. But now it's coming out in June. I'm really excited for this. More specifically, I think my son is more excited than I am because it's more Godzilla content for him, and he definitely wants more Godzilla content, so I'm happy to notify him that there is going to be another more Godzilla coming out on Netflix in June. Awesome. All right, let's moving right along to Sucker Punch. Let's get right into Zack Snyder. According to Zack Snyder, Sucker Punch was the first time he encountered a studio radically restructuring one of his films to make it more commercial. Now, we know he has lots and lots of director's cuts. There are we've seen all the director's cuts, I think, even the Snyder cut. I mean, we haven't seen the Snyder cut of the Snyder cut, but, you know, hey, at least it's like mostly approved version of his. But yes, there's absolutely another movie out there that has a director's cut, and we can't wait to see it. Hopefully it's one of his projects he's working on. Maybe, I don't know, release the Sucker Punch cut, if you will, or release the Snyder Punch, I think some people were calling it. This is what he had to say. In a video interview with Vanity Fair breaking down his career, so this was a little bit while back, but they pulled this out today. The director also revealed there's a version of this film still out there. That was the first time where I really faced like a true radical restructuring of the film for it to be more commercial. And there is a director's cut of that movie that has yet to be released. I will say that out loud. So, in fact, that's interesting because, you know, we always talk about how maybe Batman v Superman was the first one they really tried to mess with, or really tried to mess with was Justice League, but they sort of messed with Batman v Superman. No, actually, it's before that. They messed with Sucker Punch. The Sucker Punch you see in theatrical, maybe even the extended one, is not exactly the one he wanted to put out. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see that version, the non-commercial version, if you will, of Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch. And he said there is a director's cut of them that has yet to be released. So that means I'm hoping he's, in a way, I mean, still it's up to Warner Brothers to do that, but maybe it's in the cards somewhere. Maybe in some fashion it will be in the cards somewhere. We'll see about that. But there's definitely director's cuts that Warner Brothers has in their vault, right? And we'll need a little bit of a Suicide Squad team to get into that vault to get that out, just like how they got the Snyder cut. But yeah, watch Army of the Dead this weekend, by the way. It's really awesome. Moving on to more Zack Snyder, I want to play you a clip. Zack Snyder actually, I don't know if he actually, I think he watched the trailer, he did, but he actually commented on the Justice League trailer that Warner Brothers put out and how much dislikes it had. Check this out.
Up there. I mean, look, you just saw they released that crazy trailer the other day for the old version of the movie. Did you see that? Like, Warner Brothers released a trailer a couple days ago, or like it was last week, for the theatrical version of Justice League. They just said, "Oh, we're going to drop the 4K version of the trailer."
Well, now it's like new Coke for them. It's new Coke to Coke. Yeah. It's basically, yeah.
But it literally, if you go look at it, it literally has 100,000 downvotes on the.
That's amazing.
It has 100,000 downvotes. I'm like, I've never seen that. I don't know if that's ever happened in history. I think it's like over 110,000 downvotes now. It's crazy, but
there were like.
That's hilarious. So he was on Lights Camera Barstool, talked about him, the trailer, remember where everybody was downvoting, and I was like saying, as much as you were downvoting that, I hope you guys were liking the Warner Bros. UK version where they actually showed the opening scene of Zack Snyder's Justice League. But you know, that's showing that really tone deaf and dumb. Warner Brothers over there, they really tried to pull that off. That was incredible. But yeah, but you know, they didn't take it down, but there's a lot of downvotes on the theatrical trailer for that. So it's kind of cool to see Zack Snyder comment a little bit about that. By the way, he was on Wired today, the channel Wired, and where they search for, there is, when you search on Google for your name, what pops up. So they did that and interviewed him with questions involving that. A lot of great questions in there, a little bit more, of his personal life a little bit, and also that at the end it says when they asked, does Zack Snyder like Marvel movies, and he says yes, I like Marvel movies. Well, likes Marvel, and he says yes, I like Marvel movies and comics. So he definitely enjoys Marvel. He has no problem with. I guess he has no problem with the MCU. So that was interesting, but it's great to see Zack Snyder wind up on Wired. He's winding up in all these different places, Vanity Fair. Man, he was at a baseball game or something on the big screen, and he was promoting Army of the Dead. It's weird, right? It's weird when a studio actually promotes your stuff, right? It actually doesn't hide the fact or try to put it out slowly. They go full blown on this whole Army of the Dead thing. So, which is really awesome. It's coming out this weekend on Netflix, and it's great to see that. It's good for Zack Snyder, man. Good for Zack Snyder, popping up everywhere all the time, being on Wired and stuff. Being a very popular director right now. To me, he's always been. And hopefully, hey, the last thing that needs to happen is he needs a Funko Pop. So Funko, please get Zack Snyder Funko Pop, please, so we can all have the Zack Snyder Funko Pop. All right. Okay, let's get into DC now, since we're talking about Zack Snyder a little bit, because he's very much DC for a lot of us. The Wrap put out this article. Superman and Lois returned tonight, but it's still made no mention of Supergirl. And at this point, that's just weird. Now, I thought of that from the beginning, like this is a spin-off of Supergirl, but yet it feels like even in the beginning, right, the beginning where they meet and how he comes and he gets kids and stuff, there's like no mention of the other CW, like not that much, like especially Supergirl. There's no mention of Supergirl whatsoever. So it's interesting. I haven't watched the latest episode yet. I know it came out today, but it's interesting that there are articles about this. Like, what's weird, the show hasn't mentioned Supergirl, right? Isn't that weird? But even more so, apparently there was a scene where, according to showrunner Todd Helbing, a scene of Lois holding a picture of her, Clark, and Kara was cut out of episode 2. But listen to what's weird about why they cut it out. He said this, okay? He said that it got cut out for time. But when Lois quits the Daily Planet, she's walking down the hall towards the elevator and she grabs some things from her desk. One of the things she's holding is a picture with her, Kara, and Clark. And Helbing says, insisting there was no intentional reason for cutting it out. And obviously TV Line put that in, says, insisting there was no intentional. They kind of think as well, like the Wrap and everybody else is like, yeah, it's kind of like Kara doesn't exist in this world, does it? Is it because Supergirl is ending? There's been this weird set of circumstances where, because of production or timing or COVID, because everything in the show that was related to the Arrowverse has gotten pulled out, it's just another one of those things. It's a picture. It's a picture. Melissa Benoist, she didn't even have to be there. It's a picture, right? It's a picture of them together. Why does COVID affect that? So it makes it's interesting. Not that I'm like really wanting to, but I feel like this is a sign in a way that they're really, in a way, pulling away, because even the look of Superman and Lois, it's different. Even the way it's structured, it's different, right? And I feel it's pulling away from the CW that has the Flash, the Arrowverse, really. So I feel like they are trying to say, they're not saying, they're insisting, because of this reason, weird reasons as well. In fact, this is one of the other weird things that they pulled out. It says, Helbing is referring to the fact that CW didn't get to deliver a traditional crossover event between the various Arrowverse shows, adding that the team had all intentions of doing a Batwoman crossover. Is he talking about Superman, Lois, and Batwoman? That doesn't make sense. Was he talking about Supergirl and Batwoman? Maybe that makes more sense. But they're talking about Superman and Lois's. Why would Superman and Lois have a crossover with Batwoman and now a Supergirl? I don't know. It's very odd, I should say. It's very odd. And I wouldn't be surprised if going on forward, Superman Lois is kind of its own thing, or even adds up into a large universe. Like, I could see Superman Lois maybe connected to Green Lantern show on HBO Max and landing. It's already landing on HBO Max, and it's like differentiating itself from the CW shows that comes out on TV. Could be. I don't know, but we'll see. Still a great show, by the way. I'm actually enjoying Superman and Lois. Well, we're still talking about DC. Another person that's been, I guess, cut out. It's weird. But Geek Vibes Nation, Mark Strong says he will not return for Shazam! Fear of the Gods. Wait a minute. Wasn't he at the ending? He was at the ending in prison, and it kind of alluded to that story, right? And I don't know. That was weird because it was like he had the ending, and it was with Mr. Mind, and so that kind of alluded to that the next movie would have had Mr. Mind in it, but apparently not. So while promoting Cruella, I guess he's in Cruella, I didn't know that, Mark Strong says he is taking a backseat to Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, who will be the film's new antagonists. He says, I literally spoke to the producer last night because I saw that Zack Levi tweeted that they're about to start shooting Atlanta. Dr. Savannah isn't in Shazam 2. What's happened is, I think Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu and perhaps someone else, they've got some female villains in. And to be honest with you, I'm very happy to take a backseat to some female villains and let them have a go. Because judging by the work that Emma Thompson and Emma Stone have done in Cruella, it's about time. But it almost sounds like he's like called him up and was like, hey, I'm seeing like everybody's starting to shoot Shazam 2. Aren't I supposed to be in it? Like, no one told you? Like, no one told you you're not going to be in it? That's interesting. But he says, who knows, though? Because he's still got unfinished business with Mr. Mind. Weird. And they shot all that, right? They got the little worm or caterpillar or something, and which we thought was going to take place. But I guess they changed the direction somewhere along the line. And so now it's not going to have Mark Strong, nor Mr. Mind. So there goes that. So maybe the next one, I guess. Maybe the next one. All right, let's talk about Aquaman 2. We get a little bit about Aquaman 2, which is cool. In a recent interview with Drew Barrymore, I didn't even know she had a talk show, to discuss his water company, Honolulu, I think it's just Honolulu, Pure Water, Jason Momoa discussed what it was like to actually write up the story treatment for Aquaman 2, which he handed over to director James Wan and writer David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick. Now, I didn't know that. I didn't even know he wrote anything. That's interesting, that he actually wrote a story treatment. Huh. Did he write a story treatment from one? I don't even know. After we ended the first one, I went in with my writing partner and we dreamed up the second one. We went in and pitched the idea, and the best thing I can give you is that I love it so much that I participated in the writing of it. And so we did the first treatment, and then James and our original writer David finished it off, and all of our hearts are in it. Instead of just like getting a script and doing that like you are 100% being encouraged by your director and co-writers. So that's exciting for me, and I'm excited to go over there. I leave in July, and we started filming. So they're going to leave in July and start filming. So still quite a few months away for anybody who still want to take bets if Amber Heard is going to show up or not. But we'll see if that happens. And but it's interesting to see that he's actually wrote something for it. I'm wondering if, remember that time he was so excited, he went through the halls, and him and Peter Safran. Is that his name? Safran, Peter Safran, and, you know, Walter Amato was there. But he was over there at the Warner Brothers, and he got excited and was happy. Wonder if that was the pitch. Wonder if that was where there was a pitch, or they were going to sign or something. I'm pretty sure that was more for Aquaman 2. But definitely, I'm interested to see what ideas they pitch. I know at one point in time, you know, Jason Momoa and Amber Heard, when they were talking through interviews, they talked about, you know, that it would be interesting to talk about, hey, maybe they have a son, you know, they have a kid, an Aqualad, right, together, and how that relationship with, you know, also Orm and everything, a family relationship, you know, in Atlantis, what would that be like, right? And I think that would probably be the direction they're going to go. I'd say, because he's a family man. He'd probably want to write stories about family and stuff like that, which is a very, very key thing in DC, really. You know, a lot of things are about family. So, the familia. So, I'll be interested to see what he has in store for that. You know, we'll see where it goes from there. But I'm excited to see that he's excited. And they leave in July, and they're going to start filming then. So that'd be great to see. Maybe we'll have more, and definitely will. You know, when they start filming and shooting stuff, they'll probably have things ready for DC fandom for that. All right. So another thing that we'll probably be seeing a lot of at DC fandom, and it's pretty much their highlight for next year, is the Batman. The Batman. So. Yeah, this calendar was going around, a 2022 calendar of the Batman. Lots of cool images here, the Batman hero. You see Selena Kyle. It's very hard to see, but it's all over online right now. You got Riddler here, Vengeance, I Am the Shells. This is really cool. This is pretty cool. I love the looks of this, and I love this one that comes out right here. Before the poster, actually, there's a little bit closer image of the Riddler here, which some people are like calling him like the Zodiac Killer / the Riddler. Very interesting look. So very interesting look. It's got the green because of the raincoat or whatever. So very creepy, which is what we want. Creepier the better. This is very much a very dark type of story, noir, as they were saying. So kind of looking forward to that version of Batman, where it's all about, you know, being a detective and things like that. But I love this because it reminds me of, like, I don't know, it reminds me of like Drive, the Nicholas Winding Refn, like Drive, or Mad Max, or even Equalizer to a certain extent, or Knight Rider. You know, it's kind of cool because it really focuses, that's the car, and, you know, chicks dig the car. So I like it. I like this poster. In fact, there was another poster that I can't find anymore. It's completely red, and I think that was an edit, or it was the poster behind this poster, but that was even a better one. But this is cool too. But just seeing the car right in front and center, and Batman in the background, that's pretty nice. It's pretty neat. I like it. I like that look. So, yeah, looking forward to the next trailer, which is absolutely coming out in DC fandom. Probably a little bit more about the story of it, what's actually going on. Longer trailer. The first one was already fantastic, so can't wait to see the next one for the Batman. But I like the look. I like it. I really like it. I like the car as well. All right, well, that is it, pretty much. So let's get into the members' comments and questions now. Starting off with Clay Cox, Discovery Max. I like that. But I feel like, you know, Warner is going to be like, I want to put Warner in there. But then again, Discovery kind of owns it, so they may just put Discovery first. You could be absolutely right about that. It could just be Discovery Max. In fact, would that be like eliminating Warner altogether? Could it be the name? Could it be they halt any Snyderverse talk because the merger is coming? Could be. But I mean, Warner Brothers didn't want the Snyderverse, so with new people in power, who's to say that they won't, right? We don't know. We don't really know these people. So it's kind of like back when AT&T had that, when AT&T bought out Warner Brothers. We're all kind of like, ooh, could this mean that they're finally gonna, So it could be. JJ didn't literally say he has no plans to direct DC films, just that he wants to direct his own original ideas. Yeah. In the meantime, yeah. So he wants to get, which I'm 100% for. I want to see his original ideas. I want to see him go back to where he was, like Super 8. I guess not. I don't know if a lot of people like Super 8. I enjoyed Super 8 because it was kind of like a alien kaiju / kaiju film / Goonies I mean, I like it. Dylan Yaga, the don't get your hopes up, Snyder bros. People are annoying. We're going from asking people to do something and they have told us hard no, Curran Warner, to asking people to do something and they're a complete wild card right now, Discovery Warner. There's a spark of hope there. No guarantees, but I'm more hopeful now than last week. Yeah, exactly. I'm more hopeful now than last week because with the Curran regime, that's a hard no, absolutely hard no. You know, even to the point that Zack Snyder is just like, yeah, they said no, they don't want it, they don't like this, they don't like me. You know, he's really just like not holding back at this point because of that Curran Warner. So yeah, it's like I said, you know, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but the chances are, like I said, 1% chance is better than nothing. Chances are that we have better chances now than before. Like I don't know who these people are. We don't know who these people are. But the fact that it's kind of like when during the Snyder Cut days when people are saying it's never going to happen, but because AT&T took over, HBO Max was involved. They had their own Warner Max studio at that time. They released the Snyder Cut. They said yes, that could happen again. You know, and now, you know, like I said, it would have been harder for the Snyder Cut to release than for the sequels to come out. So hey, cross all fingers, right? And that's all we ever had. We've always only ever had faith and hope and faith. And ironically, hope and optimism for me. Ironically, hope and optimism is all I had to keep me going forward, to keep me believing that the Snyder Cut was going to come out. So that's all we'll ever have for the Snyderverse to come out, right? So let's keep pushing it. Lloyd Christmas, so you're saying there's a chance. There's a chance. Trust but verify. Love your enthusiasm. Prayers for the chances of our Snyderverse. Absolutely. There's potentially a lot of good to come from this. I'll stay hopeful. Definitely changing execs is a must. Warner Bros. Should have known that the talent, directors, actors need to be treated with respect and understanding. They help make the company. It's never been the other way around. Great content as always, Chris. I'll think yes. Absolutely. I mean, it's stay hopeful. You know, I know people are like being very negative and saying it's never going to happen. You know, it's the same crew, same people, maybe the same crew from before. So the Snyder Cut is never going to happen. You know, I always keep my life to be optimistic, even how hard it is. I always try to find the light in it. I always try to find hope in it because that keeps me going forward. I choose to see the glass half full, not half empty, and it has worked out so far. So that's the way I'm gonna live. That's the way I'm gonna put it. You know, so more hope than nope. I almost said dope. Lego Dinosaur, I just got a free 12-month sub to Discovery Plus for having Sky Q. I'm hoping they can roll out HBO Max on the Discovery Plus platform sooner than launching HBO Max. Yeah, you know, I think I haven't looked, but does Discovery is more global? If Discovery is more global, then there are better chances of that HBO Max, the content on HBO Max, going global than you know their current situation. When do we start a hashtag to David Zaslav asking to restore his Snyderverse? Yeah, I know, right? Seriously, when would that happen? I mean, it's constantly restoring the Snyderverse. It's, you know, the hashtag trends quite frequently. I think instead of forcing Clark Kent to be another race, they should do Augustus Freeman, aka Icon. He's a Superman-type character, and I think it would be refreshing to see DC property get some shine without it being yet another iteration of the same hero over and over again. There's too many POC properties already established in DC that are long overdue for their spotlight. To me, with Warner Bros. Doing all the race swaps just for tokenism and inclusion makes me think they don't even know their own properties. And I would love if this merger can shake some things up so we can get Lord Snyder his rightful verse back. We can't give up the fight. Restore the Snyderverse. Yes, Lord Vader. You were absolutely right. And I think I'm wondering if, like, because Michael B. Jordan's heading that Static Shock, maybe he will head Icon afterwards, right? I'm loving David Zaslav's proposal. All those billions he'll spend. all the creators he pledges to reach out to and respect. He's making sure to mention Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman first in a list of great things for HBO Max. Put all that together, and it looks like he'll reach out to Zack and offer him the world, the universe, perhaps, the Snyderverse. In other words, my fears that new management equals reboots are unfounded. On the contrary, we may see the multiverses for real. Dare we hope? Dare we hope indeed. If Kylar has gone, Dave better also get rid of Emmerich and Hamada and Sarnoff. So I swear we're back to square one. Real problem with HBO Max's distribution. The content rivals Disney Plus, but they're not available in huge markets like South Asia and Middle East. The new company, if uses connections for Discovery Network's distribution channels, would easily make more money by simply having a more global reach. Yeah, see, so Discovery does have a global reach. That's probably one of the things that John Stank is like, look, David, man, I can't do this. What do we do? Well, give it to me. Give it to me. I can handle it because I've got the global reach. We're Discovery. And he's like, okay, here you go. With some money. Could easily make more money by simply having a more global reach. It's where Netflix earns from. Jason Kylar was just too slow to branch out of North America. Yeah. Gaining or losing the Snyderverse is too early to predict. It all depends on how involved Zaslav wants to be with the creative side of things and how much he's willing to trust existing execs like Sarnoff and Hamada. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see how interesting. I would love to be a fly in those rooms to see how they because it obviously, when John Stanky did this whole thing, he obviously was disappointed in Warner Media. He wouldn't sell it off if he wasn't disappointed. He's like, absolutely it's not working out, guys. I don't know how you can spin it, but it's not working out to the potential that I would want it to, at the speed that I wanted to. So he went over and text with his friend David Zaslav and says, hey, can you help me out, man? Can you help me out? Can you bring it up to 400 million subscribers? David's like, challenge accepted. But it will have to be on my terms. Let's see what David does. What does David do next? All right. Well, that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you. Oh, shirts down below, by the way. And I'll see you next time. Bye.